specific type of security. Subconscious security.
You're talking about dreams.
That was a clip from the new movie Inception. Have you seen this one?
I have not.
I hear it's quite good. We're way too busy to see movies. The new movie thriller about penetrating someone else's dreams. But what if you could really control your own dreams?
How about that?
Would that be a good thing?
It would be, maybe. New research says that you can do it by using a technique called Imagery Rehearsal Therapy, or scripting. Scientists say it may also bring relief to those suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. So how does it actually work, and why are some critics saying, hey, it's kind of a bad idea? Joining us now is neuropsychologist Dr. Dale Alden, Assistant Professor of Psychology at Lipscomb University. Doctor, good to see you. All right, some call it dream mastery, other people call it scripting. Is it really possible to force your unconscious mind to turn a nightmare into a pleasant dream?
Well, it's not so much forcing your unconscious. It's imagine you, getting a song stuck in your head. You know, when you're listening to the radio and a song comes on and you can't get rid of it to save your life, and you go to bed that night and you wake up the next morning and it's still running in your head. This is basically, instead of a song, actually running a videotape in your head. People that have post-traumatic stress disorder aren't running a song. They're actually running a video of a very traumatic, horrible incident that's going on that happened in the past. And it shows up in their dreams at night, in their nightmares, scares them to death, wakes them up, and results in sleeplessness and increased arousal the next day, and really makes for a bad time of it. So instead of practicing running a new song, they practice running a new tape.
Well, couldn't scripting or dream management actually be bad for you? I understand, you know, dreams are a place where we're supposed to release all our stress and anxiety, so we don't have to deal with them during our waking hours. And so if we're managing our dreams, then when do you release all of that stress?
I didn't hear the last part of that. Say that again.
If we are actually managing our dreams, and those dreams, when we have these nightmares, I understand some would believe that that is the time we're supposed to release stress and anxiety, is during our nightmares. In other words, during our unawake hours. So if you're not releasing them at night, then perhaps could this end up screwing up your day if you're going to be at work and you're going to be releasing all of this anxiety that you should be releasing through your nightmares overnight?
Well, that may indeed be happening, but in the case of people that have a clinical disorder like post-traumatic stress disorder, the nightmares are actually part of the problem. Instead of being evidence that there's an underlying problem, they are actually the problem itself. They're the second primary symptom of the disorder, a reliving of the horror. So Dr. Rakow, in the original study that was mentioned in the New York Times article, was actually approaching getting rid of those particular recollections and those particular nightmares, and getting rid of those, and indeed it did relieve those symptoms, and not just those symptoms, but the other symptoms of PTSD as well in the patients that recovered
well, Doctor,
or improved.
How does the technique work? I mean, do you sort of train yourself before you go to bed to think happy thoughts or something, or you train to think about something in particular other that distracts perhaps from the negative thoughts that lead to the nightmare?
It's very individualistic. They're actually a therapist will work individually with the patient and will replace either elements of the particular traumatic event, either partially or completely, with a different view or a different image, a different tape, and then practice it over time in the days before you go to sleep at night. And we'll do this repeatedly. That's why they call it image rehearsal therapy. They're actually rehearsing it just like you rehearse a song that's stuck in your head.
So I would imagine this could actually be a huge breakthrough for those who are suffering from depression, post-traumatic stress disorder. I mean, when we wake up in the morning and we've had a bad dream, it sort of puts a damper, if not on your whole day, at least in the morning, because that lingering memory of your dream sticks in you. But I would imagine this could potentially be a future therapy, perhaps, for psychologists and psychiatrists that are treating people with depression issues?
If the dreams themselves or the nightmares themselves have become part of the disorder. Now, you've got to be careful, because nightmares, as the critics have said, do serve a purpose. If they are not actually part of the problem, it's probably best just to leave them alone. 50 to 80% of people are going to have nightmares just as a course of being human beings. And unless the content of the nightmare or having them is actually wrecking your day all by themselves without being part of a different syndrome, then just waiting them out and letting them go away is probably the best policy.
All right. Dr. Alden, great to see you. Thanks so much for your insights.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it. I find I often dream about, things that happen that day.
Oh.
So, for example, if something good happened that day, I have a dream.
Like your coworker?
When I have a nightmare, it's the day I anchor with you.